I think I'm gonna make another short one tonight. Since I got serious toward the end there and was flirting, doing some of that mental flirting with sweet Alex. Gosh, you are so gorgeous, girl. And I'm gonna start talking dirty in this one. So tune this off. Just turn this off. And I promise I won't talk dirty about you. I gotta be. There's there's a there's a excuse me, but I've been hiding. It's real common for transgender people who don't transition and just like deal with it however they do to do it by and they end up um, getting what's developmentally arrested at an early age. Um, I'm about 15, 16 actually in spirit. It's been like a 15 or 16-year-old teenage Jewish American nymphomaniac princess running around inside here. It's been horrible, my relationship with my penis. Finally I'm old and I don't have to be whacking on it so much. uh, yeah, there's TMI alert on this one, girls. And to keep it almost real and serious, there's such a broad gender variant spectrum. No, I'm a free speech advocate, and I don't believe in censoring words so much as censoring attitude. I got a lot of friends that don't mind me calling them nigger because they call themselves niggers and they're cool and relaxed about it. I got a problem with retard because I got a lot of friends that have special needs children. Um, but I'm old school comic and there's so many wonderful jokes about Polacks, kikes. you know, it's all in the energy that you're putting forward. If you're putting out a harsh, violent energy and you're trying to demean the person, put them down, um, it's totally different than when you're just like being real casual and Jew boy or white boy, and it's cool. Um, it's when you're projecting that harsh negative energy at somebody, that harsh trying to hurt them with it, that the word is bad. We shouldn't just automatically make words bad. Um, and think more about how we're projecting them at each other. Um, and use please and thank you a lot and smile. All ugly at people. Shit. Or I I don't know. I I keep wanting to get silly and bimboish, but it doesn't feel right. Lord's let me do this, and because he's not ready to come and take care of us yet, and he knows I just can't take being Tom anymore. Everybody wants, nobody will listen to Thomas. Everybody wants me to kick out Tommy, but they won't. They don't give me enough respect back because they think they're dealing with a man, and they all want to fight and bring out Tom, which really gets me sick, and it's landed me in the hospital a couple of times because of it over the years, where they brag about, oh yeah, let's get Tommy crazy, because they love to my responses, and it's like, hey, fuck you, pay me. Excuse me. So I guess since I'm rambling out a ramble, let's take a look at the browser, see what's going on. Not much. Today's Julian Lennon's birthday. And what's his name? What's his first name? Bill? Bob? Bill, I think. Bill Duff. Let's see what's up here. Yeah, it's Bill Hupp. Happy birthday, Julian Lennon. And then we exchanged a few songs. It's a cute thing from one of my e-pals. Rusty Leach just posted a picture of a school of fish over a diver that are letting through a heart-shaped light through the school to the camera. There's Dennis Frederick. There's this thing that's been going around. It says, if you're not chicken shit, post this on your page and see what people rate you. 1 through 25, we got crazy, I'd marry you, I'd date you. Sarcastic, I miss you, I'd kiss you. Beautiful, smart, imaginative, random, jerk, bitch. Awesome, amazing, tough, cute, I'd hit you with a bus. I love you, weird, friends forever, sweet, wish you were mine. Never want to lose you. We should hang out in which. And I gave Dennis a 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, and 24. To which what's his name, Ryan something, uh, gave me a I'd hit you with a bus and we should hang out. And I came back with him with a array of something. I forget what it was. 'Cause I'd date him if he picked up the tab. Anyway, moving right along, we got similar to that. Fuck that. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's Ryan Baker who's got us an America, America thing here. It's the one of these. It says, "Does this seem fair? I killed 4 people and was set free. I misplaced my dead baby and was set free. I'm doing life in prison for pot." I've shared that one before. In defense of the rich white boy who killed 4 people and got away with it. I'm going to need to share that one. It's the equal protection under the law is a joke. The police are killing more and more people and getting prosecuted for it less and less. And when they do get prosecuted for it, like 35% conviction rate against a 95% plus conviction rate on the civilian side because of all the plea bargaining. And then the people, for the most part, will shine it off. It's like, okay, fine, the guy did thus and such, and he brought it on himself, so it's justified. It's nuts what people are accepting from the police without squawking. Okay, we might have a connectivity issue with the internet here. It's not one to bring that article up. It should be just a text article with some photos. It shouldn't be a problem. But it's not doing it. Stu, my Scottish a punk rocker friend, his bitch of the day: fake outpouring of grief for celebs. Oh, fucking stop it! I think he might be bitching about them. One of the Seinfeld side left, what's the word for it? Supporting actors actually died. That's, if you see a dead celebrity, check the obit first, make sure it's not a hoax. But this time the guy really died, and I think then they're kicking it out all over the place, and he's like really a nobody, and they're just all poor, blah blah blah. And so Stu's probably bitching about that, and he's got a lot of comments. And he's got some funny friends too sometimes. Yeah, I think I got a connectivity issue there. So I'm gonna go need to, excuse me a minute. I'm gonna need to go and do the what's it called? Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a little minute for the modem to reboot. It's not connecting right now. But it's a big machine, so I it's really no fun at all. Is trying to debate with idiots who are posting one-liners from pocket rockets, little droid heads. They're sitting there all day long. I, I want when Woody and I were heading for our big crash. He was like really really going at it a couple of times. So he's sitting over the phone. He's like, ah, and he's looking at it. Ah, yeah, he's fighting with somebody. One liner back and forth. Ah, ah. This is crazy. I won't do it. I just refuse to do that shit. Uh, and it's really a bummer uh, debating with them idiots. When, from a real keyboard, and I type fairly fast. I do about 60, 75 words a minute. And especially, I mean, I probably go 80, 90 when I'm pissed, but it's all messy. Um, and if I want to clean, I got to be relaxed, because I don't really do it. It's more like by feel, and I fat finger the enter key all the time, which is real bad when I'm on a real time window and it just disappears. It uploads. Oops, fuck, it's gone. Um, and so I got, that slows me down a little bit. Well, another 10-minute one. Why, I'm, I just walked away from Thomas. Just like that. Goodbye. Bye bye. I'm having such a great time. Everybody's being so wonderful. I love you, ladies and guys. You're so freaking beautiful, and I'm so glad that I didn't do like these like attention whores do, and just friend everybody under the sun, and kept my list to people that I actually know, or people that know them, or people I'm interacting with online. They're cool. I made some really wonderful friendships online with Stuart and Bill Craig, and I'm sorry, Wills. See, it's easy to say Bill, but he likes Will, and I like Will because he calls himself Willstone. He calls himself Willstone Green, and that's the name of his book. Go get his book. And there's, he wrote it, fucker. We, we were both trolling real hard at thoughts, me and him and Stuart. He and Stuart still hate each other. At least me and Stuart have got kissed and made up. Randy Olson's pretty wild as Monkey Girl too, and Charity Crenshaw has her moments as Snoop's mama. That was her chow dog. Uh, Charity's a real sweetheart, and she's all messed up. She's several years clean and sober now though, and that's a good thing. She's got a beautiful family and wonderful guy she stays with, but boy, she has a hard time being happy. God love her. And Mike Nicholson's a whole lot of fun. Wonderful debater, and real nice guy. He was a big turning point for the people at Thoughts, where he just stepped up and said, "Hey, look, let's drop the personal insults when we talk about this shit, all right?" And then it was a big turnaround where people just started being respectful to each other when the conservatards and the libertards would go at it. Uh, and there's a really high quality of discussion and thoughts these days in the politics groups. Um, I don't know who else did I meet online just before Facebook. I mean, I met a couple hundred people through the human rights discussion groups. It's really fabulous people. This whole gang of renegade school teachers out to save the earth that kind of built up around Mary Thompson and Greta Berlin, who are the Free Gaza ladies that um, organized that Mabi Marmara thing that ended so tragically. Um, and I jumped their shit because it really was pointless. The whole thing. It was, nobody, that shouldn't have happened at all. Um, but they have wonderful, just fabulous women, and a lot of men too. Uh, a lot of them are school teachers. Like one of my best friends online that I met is Rune Lombardo. He's a school teacher in Denmark. Um, and then I was, bless her heart, Jenny Kastner. She's the queen of the American progressive left, no Jewish left, no doubt about it. Her daddy was a British soldier who stayed in Palestine because the Palestinians treated the Jews better than anywhere else he'd ever seen in Europe. So he stayed there, and then he just, when after the partition, just it turned to shit, and he left. And raised her in the States, I guess. I think I'm not sure. I've never really like watched her thing. She might have been in Britain for a while. I don't know what he did, but he definitely left Israel by 1950 or 52 or something. She said, and she was the lady who, she and her husband Peter, bless his soul, um, were the people I went to when I got shot in 1987 that got me to the medical to the clinic on Rose Avenue, and they got the ambulance to take me to UCLA for surgery in November 7, 1987. I was in a tent city thing that sprouted. Venice has classically always had a large transient population. Anyway, a lot of couch surfing and people squatting in vehicles and people squatting in vacant buildings and stuff. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And then at one point, the um, the county turned over um, jurisdiction over the beach to the city, and the city didn't have any anti-camping ordinance at the time, and everybody just wham. The crazy, what was his name? Jimmy something or other. He was a crazy tweaker, but he used to tie shopping carts together, like two of them abreast and four. So you had like 8 shopping carts, and you push them through like alley, collecting garbage to resell, and then bring it out on the beach and dump it on the ground. And what happened was when the jurisdiction switched over, they started letting them leave the stuff out overnight. So while they were leaving it out overnight, they were sitting back a little further on the beach, building what we called sandominiums, where they scoop out a hole and stick some plywood in there, and then put some sand over that. And they were cooking speed in there from. They get those Vicks inhalers, and they were busting out cooking speed, and just like when I saw that was going on, um, one of them put up a tent, and the cops didn't take it down, and that was the crack in the dike. And like, by the time I was the next tent up, it was like, okay, fuck this, because I'm like doing my whole thing, and hiding out and not really having any place to relax alone or anything like that. And I said, fuck this, I'm gonna put up a tent. If they're letting the speed freaks get away with it, I'm gonna do it. And and just there were like 2,000 people out there, and it got really crazy, political, all that shit. And Jenny and Peter Kastner were among the homeowners that were supporting the homeless people, advocacy for us. And they'd open up their house to us, let us hang out in the backyard some and have meetings there and let us use the shower. That's real important today for people who have places. To open them up just a little bit, even for homeless people to have a little dignity. If you can handle, there's, you know, adopt one to help them up, help them get a leg up. Most of Maimonides, sort of levels of giving. The highest, most righteous thing you can do is help somebody help themselves, and just a little bit of your extra resources that you don't really need all the time, like a little space in your shed to sleep, uh, the use of the shower. Real important thing for homeless people is to have a place where people can call them and send them mail. And that's certainly no skin off your nose to let somebody do that. Um, when it's cold, be thinking socks and gloves and hats, energy bars and stuff like that. And on the flip side, in the summertime when it's real hot, be thinking about, giving them a little space, let them hang out in the air conditioner for a while. Um, your special pets, help them clean up, because like most homeless people, um, it's a circumstantial thing. I mean, there's a certain portion of them that are recidivists and dope fiends that are out there begging and stealing, and violent. But most people are trying to get their shit together, or trying to find a niche where they can just be comfortable and safe. Um, and keeping clean and calm, and so that's real important. And you can't get a job unless somebody can contact you. You have to be able to send and receive mail. You have to be able to make and receive phone calls. It's just the way stuff is. Internet email addresses help. Let them use their computer a little bit. Um, so, be kind to poor people. This class war shit really sucks. Capitalism is the way. I mean, I like to think of myself as a fair market capitalist. The social democrat sort of I believe that there's so much resource in this world. There's no reason for anybody to have not enough. It's okay to have too much, but there's no reason for anybody to not have enough. And that's where capitalism has failed us. Um, and I'm getting too serious again. I wanted to get silly. As Spirit's not letting me get silly, because I mean that's us too. That's us too, Spirit. I mean, I was a pretty good Heyoka um, with a beard, but it's just I'm not feeling it here. I'm feeling like Spirit wants me to say things that people should hear and take to heart and act on because time is so short. Um, the kingdom of heaven and the kingdom of hell are about to like expose themselves any minute now. My inner voices won't. They. I ask them when, they say soon. I ask them how soon, they say be patient. And I was starting to get some bad input and make some improper predictions. So they reassured me recently that it'll be by 2020 that there will be a landing. That I'm pretty sure that my hypothesis of what really happened here is that our planet is way out on the edge of the galaxy, way out in the outer ring, which means it's pretty old. It's been here for a while because it got flung out from the Big Bang. And it's like a it's like an outpost. If we accept that we're way down on the scale of technological capability and the ability to direct the creative will um, to do things without any tools, just your mind, just make it okay. That um, of species in the universe, we're just under quarantine here, so that's going on here because of all the crazy shit they used to do that became those myths. Um, and I suspect one impression I've had recently is that the fall from grace occurred because a species that was sexually dimorphic mated with a species that was hermaphroditic. Um, I, I think that's what happened. A real good book to give you some insight into your own spirit is by Elizabeth Hike, a yoga instructor from lived in Switzerland. A book called Initiation. You can get it online as a free PDF download. She was a it's like Shirley MacLaine's out on a limb. She says she thinks she was an Egyptian priestess who had improper sex with somebody, and it's the story of their reincarnations together and working out the bad karma of it into this incarnation. And it gives a lot of information about the ancient civilization and what really went down when Moses did his thing. Um, the Urantia book is another one that fills in a lot of blanks in the Torah account of Genesis, and also has a lot more um, on Jesus than the New Testament. Jesus' actual words, I think, in there. I'm not sure. The Urantia book, if you're not familiar with it, Urantia, is was channeled in my neighborhood. It was on channeled to a consortium on that was on Diversity Avenue, just up the street from the Mies van der Rohe buildings, so 330 Diversity and 2801 Sheridan Road. Nice little old Victorian brick mansion tucked away down toward Wrightwood Avenue, up off of Sheridan Road on the south side of the street. And it's said to be have been channeled. It's very comprehensive. It's got a real broad cosmology before they even get to there's a lot of reading before you even get to where God created heaven and earth and gave us the Garden of Eden shit. There's a whole lot going on in there before you get that far. There's many levels of organizations within the cosmos because uh, you got totally energy, and then you got matter and energy organizations levels where there are beings. There's discrete beings. They're pure energy. As well as all the different forms of matter that the matter takes on. Where was I? Where was I going? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes is that it's like the only thing that's important is to do things that make you content within yourself, to stay at peace and productive and happy and creative, and everything else doesn't matter. So it's just vanity, chasing after wind. It's how you feel in your heart and how your presence makes other people feel when you're around them. That's what's important. Where am I at now? 25 minutes, boy. We're getting that's I talk for an hour a night, and it feels good, I guess, because I know people are watching me and listening, give me feedback, and I really feel good about life for a change, despite the junk between my legs. I'm almost. I mean, I still am trying to imagine it not there and a vagina there. So I have a lot of psychotherapy I need to do to really blossom into the crazy old bra with a dick that I am. Thanks for listening, folks. Happy day. See you next time. Bye bye.